How bad could it actually get after a Sunday law? This is the dramatic title page. Well, it should be. Because we're about to enter the greatest time of trouble ever seen on this earth. And those aren't my words. Quote, there shall be a time of trouble such as never was, end quote. So could a Sunday arrest law really be a problem? Let's take a look here. September 27, 2017. Listen very closely to the Washington Post article. This is about Alabama Republican Supreme Court Judge Roy Moore. It says, if we create stoning grounds in the centers of our cities, we publicly execute those who are guilty of rebelliousness, adultery, engraving, shopping on Sunday. What? And cursing, you will see America become great again. Assuming you are not one who will be executed. Interesting. Let us be honest here. There are too many people in this country, you know it and I know it, when we reduce the excess population by stoning and become a nation of 10 million or 15 million, this country will be a paradise. You'll be able to drive and not languish in traffic. No waiting for tea times, he says. Our enemies will be gone. All of them is bonked to death. We will gain their homes and their wives and their cleaning ladies. It will be perfect, he says. See, he didn't know that these people existed. He didn't know they could even leading the government. Did you? Very interesting article. Very interesting man. In the 1880s, when the Sunday arrest laws were being enforced in the U.S., many Seventh-day Adventists experienced this oppression from government officials, like we read, neighbors, and also because they honored the Bible Sabbath. There's the chain gangs. They were common for criminals, but a Bible-believing Christian, that's a wild one. That sounds backwards, right? Well, not if you're trying to save the world, families, and your youth, the future generations. Then, well, a little loss is worth it, right? The infamous words of the high priest. It's better for one man to die, for the whole nation to perish, he said, taking that very literally. However, the one man was the prince of the universe. But it was for the common good, right? What is the John 16:2 says, they shall throw you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God service. Amazing, just that judge. There are people that way. Acts 16:37 says, Paul says, they have beaten us openly, uncondemned, being Romans, and have cast us into prison. But our God is faithful, huh? Faithful even unto the very end. Right? As we read on in Acts 16:25. And at midnight, Paul and Silas, they prayed and they sang praises unto God. And the prisoners heard them, and suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that foundations of the very prison were shaken. And immediately all the doors, they were opened. Everyone's chains were loosed. That's a miracle. That's a positive change. Daniel 12:1 explains, at that time Michael shall stand up, the great prince who stands watch over the sons of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never ever was since there was a nation. And at that time your people shall be delivered. Everyone who was found written in the book of life. You know, every year on the Day of Atonement, people are removed from the book of life. Be one of them. Let's go on. Look at another quote here in 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober and be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, the roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Know these things. Be not afraid, for your God will deliver you. Will definitely deliver you. The messenger says once again, the Lord calls for his people to locate away from the cities, for in such an hour as ye think not, fire and brimstone will be rained from heaven upon these cities, she says. What do? We need to pray. You know, he's telling me, the country. Let's look at our last question.